Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another MGAA Professional Optics session, this time with Vasek Insurance. I'm sure many of you probably know who I am by now, but I'm just going to introduce myself if this is one of your first sessions. I'm Manveen Toohill. I'm the Learning and Insights Manager here at the Managing General Agents Association, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon, especially with the sunny weather being probably quite a likely contender in terms of attention this afternoon. Before we do start and I hand over to our lovely host Samantha, who's going to talk about the future of MGA and broker collaboration and provide us with their perspective, just want to run through a few housekeeping points, which again I'm sure many of you are familiar with. You'll notice that you don't have access to your camera and mic at the moment. That's just to maximise bandwidth so we can deliver this session for you and reduce any interruption or issues. We will enable these during the Q&A at the end so you can still engage with us. We've also got the chat and Q&A option open for you. And we do encourage you and obviously welcome questions. Please add them to the Q&A and chat, but we will look to kind of mainly cover them at the end of the question. We also ask that you don't use any AI note-taking tools, as we don't have permission from those attending to use the note-taking tools. We are recording, so we will make a recording available to you post-session if you do want to refer back to anything. We also will issue a quick survey. You should take no more than 2 minutes to complete, but we do really appreciate any feedback so we can continue bringing you great content and sessions like this, and also future sessions and topics that you may be interested in. If you find that this session is supporting your learning and development, you can also add it to your CPD log. And that's all from me. So this leads me to introduce today's session, which is the future of MGA and broker collaboration, a perspective from Vasek Insurance. I'm going to hand over to Samantha Mars, who is going to introduce and talk to you today. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Sam.
Hi. Right, today is about brokers, the pressure you're under and how the right MGA partnerships can genuinely support you. Client expectations for speed, certainty and specialist expertise continue to rise while underwriting appetite keeps tightening. MGAs plays an increasingly important role in helping brokers navigate that completely, providing faster decisions, specialist knowledge and access to the right capacity. The strongest partnerships aren't transactional. They're built on trust, responsiveness and real understanding of broker and client needs. Today I'll share what good collaboration looks like from a broker's perspective and how MGAs can make your job easier. So let's get started by looking at the MGA role has evolved and what brokers should expect today. Hi everybody, my name is Sam Miles. As Strategic Account Director, my focus is making sure that these objectives translate into real outcomes in your day-to-day role. If placing a property feels harder than it did 2 years ago, you're not imagining it. Everything on today's roadmap is built around 3 priorities: stronger partnerships, better client outcomes, and practical innovation. We'll look how the MGA broker relationships move beyond transactions and how collaboration improves the client experience in real terms. And how we'll explore this today on specialist expertise, helping you place risks faster and more confidently. This isn't theory, it's shaped by broker feedback and what's working right now on the front line. So quickly, who is Vasek if you've not seen us before? So everything in, just give me a second, sorry. Oh, here we are. Before we go any further, it's worth taking a moment to explain who Vasek is and why brokers choose to work with us. We've been operating for over 25 years and founded to solve the problems standard markets were never designed to accommodate, particularly around unoccupied and the non-standard property. That specialist mindset still drives everything we do today. The reason why brokers work with Vasek is simple: real authority, real people and products that fit the risk rather than forcing it into a system. Since joining Gallagher in 2019, we've combined specialism with scale, stability and governance. The broker feedback you see reflects Consistent themes, ease of use, fast turnaround and access to people with broad cover and smoother trading through Actress. That's why Vasek is a go-to specialist partner for many brokers. This slide brings the proposition to life. We focus on property owner and non-standard risks, cases that don't fit standard markets and are often time-consuming to place. Dual insurer capacity gives us breadth and flexibility, while clear wordings, streamlined questions and faster turnaround make trading easy. Brokers trade via our portal on Actress and deal with the in-house underwriters who understand these risks and can make decisions quickly. Our range spans landlord, unoccupied household, non-standard with net worth, blocks of flats, holiday homes and rent and legal protection, providing one specialist partner across multiple needs. The proposition is simple, easier, faster, more consistent. Right, this slide explains why specialist MGA partnerships matter more than ever. The market is moving away from generalist volume models towards specialist value. As mainstream carriers tighten criteria or exit more complex risk, brokers face increased friction and uncertainty. Specialist steps in where others hesitate. An MGA is positioned specifically to provide certainty, underwriting, confidence and faster decision making. For brokers, this shift is very real. It's about having partners who can still say yes. Specialism is deliberate. Specialist MGAs focuses deeply on unoccupied property, landlord risk that support all tenant types and non-standard construction, including property with subsidies, areas where brokers face the most pressure. Ours is supported by A-rated capacity, meeting today's gold standard for financial security. There's also a clear compliance benefit. Products designed for defined risk make consumer duty and fair value assessments far more straightforward. The result is clarity, confidence, and reduced governance burden for brokers. I won't be able to continue with the property presentation without mentioning the Renters' Rights Bill, as it's the biggest shake-up of the private rental sector in decades. It completely shifts financial and legal directly onto landlords. So the changes, fixed terms tenancies are gone. Everything is rolling from one day. Section 21, or the no-fault evictions, are completely outlawed. Bidding wars and rent caps are completely prohibited, along with upfront rent amounts, which are limited to just 1 month. Landlords can no longer automatically refuse pets, and blanket bans on benefits or families are not allowed. With these strict rules, navigating tenant issues or evictions are taking much longer and cost significantly more. Traditional insurance isn't enough. Legal expenses and rent guarantee are no longer an optional add-ons. They are essential to protect your customers' income. So the comparison. This highlights the real difference brokers experience. Generalist markets pull back from complexity. Most MGMs lean into it. MGAs normally operated with full delegated authority, reducing delays and referrals. Brokers deal with named specialists, not call centres, and trade digitally through Actress or online portals. The outcome, faster placement, fewer obstacles and greater certainty. Of course, the moment of truth is claims. Now, I can only talk about our team, but what sets us apart in this complex market is exactly how we execute claims and are where propositions are truly tested. At Vasek, claims up to £50,000 are handled in-house, avoiding unnecessary delays. A specialist property claims team understands niche risks like subsidence in unoccupied homes. The result is quicker settlement, fewer handoffs and better outcomes, reducing broker escalations and protecting broker-client relationships. Innovation is about removing friction. Brokers trade digitally via online portals and actuaries, reducing rekeying and speeding up quotes. Data integrity supports increasing regulatory and consumer duty requirements without adding manual work. Most importantly, it enables underwriters to turn complex quotes around quickly. Benefits. For brokers, it's access and accountability, named contacts, faster answers and less chasing. For customers, it's specialist cover that fits their risk and performs at claim stage. For the market, Vasek's position within Gallagher adds reliance, governance and long-term stability. So in summary, this comes down to choice and readiness. Evaluate your panel and the MGA criteria, the specialism, authority, claims to capacity and ease of trading. And also prepare now for 2026 conduct requirements. And connect, using online portals and actuaries to turn hard to place risks into ready to buy business. The right specialist partnership keeps brokers efficient, compliant and competitive. As we wrap up today's session, let's take a moment to look back at what we've learned. We set out to move past standard policy processing, and we've moved past the standard policy processing, and we have mapped out exactly how to achieve high value strategic growth and across 3 core areas. First, we learned how treating relationship as purely transactional limits your growth. By implementing regular feedback and utilising dedicated support channels, you now have the tools to transition into a true strategic alliance that drives mutual business. Enhance customer experience. Second, we broke down the client journey. We learned that smoothing out friction points through seamless, specialist-driven processes is the single most effective way to build long-term brand loyalty and secure your renewals pipeline. And finally, we addressed the market volatility. We learned how to leverage highly specialised products to stay ahead of rapid market and regulatory shifts, ensuring that you remain a trusted expert resource for your clients, rather than just another option on the desk. Okay, finally, the people who support you day to day. This is our dedicated distribution team, not a call centre model, with a clear accountability across strategic and business development. Clark leads the function with me, Sam, and Andy focused on strategic broker relationships. Our regional BDMs work closely with brokers on trading, growth and feedback. They're the people your clients never see, but they also make you look very good. With Vasek, brokers always know who to call. Now, we've come through to our question and answer segment, where you can all use the chat box on Teams. Please feel free to type in your inquiries directly into the chat window, and I will try and address them.
So I've had a question that's been submitted in advance for someone that can't join us live today, and I think they were kind of quite keen, I suppose, to get an understanding of what you feel is the most important element when it comes to that MGA and broker relationship, kind of, you know, for above, I suppose, all the technical elements. So what would you say is the most key piece of that relationship and really developing and enhancing it?
The 3 questions that we always get asked. So the first one, why turn to an MGA when you've got a relationship with a standard corporate carrier? But corporate carriers heavily rely on rigid electronic algorithms. If it probably doesn't fit their risk, it gets kicked back into a queue for the referrals. Whereas the MGA hold delegated authority, meaning underwriters have a legal power to make immediate human decisions. We also get asked a lot about the Renters' Rights Act, and that's why I thought it was important to put that slide into the presentation. Because they're always asking if, you know, slow-moving insurers, but that's exactly why MGAs exist. Traditional carriers can take up to a year to pass new policy wordings through corporate legal committees. But with us, we can do it in real time and change the policy wordings to move ahead of the new legislation. And then the last one we had was about the security of the capacity. But we feel that we use the highly rated secure capacity providers. So our relationships are diverse, meaning the stability of a statement giant in the nimble personal touch of a boutique firm. Is there any other chats that's come through, any other questions that we want to look at? Please be, I'm from the sales side, so if there's anything underwriting or with claims, I will have to come back with you.
I suppose on another question that we've had come in as well, kind of in advance, Sam, is what's the most challenging part of that relationship? I suppose from a sales perspective, when maybe the relationship does get, does encounter maybe more of those trickier elements. How do you navigate between that broker and MGA relationship then?
With regards to the broker and the MGA relationship, we also have relationships within our own teams. So we've got somebody on, we've got experts ready to make any decisions for them. So we are able to make those decisions on properties or claims, and we've got the business development managers as well that can go in between them.
Fantastic, thank you. I know I'm hogging all the kind of questions that have been submitted by people that can't join us live, and just want to give everyone that is in the room an opportunity to ask questions. Does anyone have anything else to ask Sam at all? No, I can't see anything come through at the moment, Sam. Anything that you'd like to just wrap up, I'll hand back over to you.
Yeah, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate the opportunity and perspective, but we would like to carry on the conversation and we want to share any feedback, so please contact us. We'll just bring that slide up now where we've got our contact details. Please contact us. It's contact@vasek.co.uk. And like we say, we want to continue the conversation and the feedback. We always want keen to hear what's working, what's changing in your world, and how we can continue to support you more effectively.
Fantastic, thank you again. I'm just going to pop a quick link to our survey. We really appreciate your feedback on our sessions to continue ensuring that we're delivering the right content to you. If any questions do pop up for those that have attended today, you can always reach out to me directly or to Sam via that email address there. And please do have a look at our upcoming sessions as always. Otherwise, I will wrap up our session there, albeit a short and sweet one for today. But thank you again to Sam and Vasek Insurance for their time this afternoon, and thank you to our members as always for coming along. I hope you enjoy the rest of a lovely Thursday, and hopefully a lovely weekend. Seems like we're going to continue with the lovely weather. Thanks again for your time, everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.